Talk with the Lord. We wanted to do this video for you guys because we always talk about, the good times that's occurs in the relationship, but we want to just touch on, the bad times. If you may have to go through it, at least you will be aware and be conscious on how to handle the breakup. So we want you to like this, subscribe, share it, because it's an important part of a relationship, and you will see. Here we are loving each other and doing what we have to do, and all of a sudden we find ourselves in this relationship and it's sour, it's detrimental. Quite natural thing to do is work it out. If you can't work it out, then you have to depart. And the reason why you have to depart is to keep yourself, to keep things going, especially if you have children that's in a relationship that's,
unhealthy.
Yeah. So we're going to try to do our best to give tips because, we haven't, been down that road. I will start this off first. I will say that first thing to do, just like you are conscious in your relationship and date night and all of these beautiful things and blind flowers and loving on each other, you have to be conscious on the things that you are doing to make this breakup not so messy, and you're trying to depart on good terms if possible. So we're going to turn to my beautiful wife and see what she has to say about it. And here she go, y'all.
Like when you break it up with somebody, you want it to be amicable. And it's like if you're both just not in a good place, it just makes sense to just, say, listen, we're not in a good place. I don't think this is going to work. Let's just, move on to better and bigger things with someone else. It doesn't make sense for us to stay together if we're not happy. Now, if one person is okay with the breakup and the other person is not okay with the breakup, that's when the problem comes in. But, you have to really look at yourself and say, am I happy? And if I'm not happy, it doesn't make sense for you to stay in a situation that you're not happy. A lot of times people, they look and say, I don't want to be by myself. I'd rather stay with the devil I know. I know people say that a lot. But you never know what is out there for you if you don't do. You just have to step out on faith. And if you are meant to be together, you'll find yourself back together again. There's a lot of people that break up, and when they're apart, they realize, I really want to be with that person, and they're willing to do what it takes to make it work, and they come back together again. So that's just some of my thoughts on it. It's like you want to have that amicable breakup. Sometimes you just got to be like, listen, I know you want me, but I don't want you, and I need to move on with my life. And you just have to make that decision. You just have to do that safely, because when people be crazy, when they want to stay with you, you don't want to be with them. That's my thoughts on it.
That's true indeed. There's some sick people out here. So you have to keep your mind frame on, breaking up safely as possible. If that's definitely the choice, or only the choice. And you have to do it in the consciousness. Think of how they were, when how they responded to you. So you gotta methodically think about what's your next moves. So the breakup, you won't have to be burning bridges and all of this, and things are getting messy, and think about what you're doing. Just don't act on and just be,
make sure you really want to break up with a person, because you can't be playing with people's hearts. You can't be like, I don't want to be with you just because you're mad about something, and then tomorrow when they like, okay, fine, you're like, I didn't really want to break up, I was just mad. No, don't be playing with people's hearts like that. Like, decide, are you really want to be with this person? Do you really want to break up for real, for real? Don't just throw those words out there, like, especially if you're in a marriage. You just can't just throw, I want a divorce, out of the blue without really thinking about it and having a conversation. It's not fair to the person in the relationship. It's not fair for you to be playing yo-yo with their heart. So be mindful of the other person. Even if, like, not every breakup is a bad thing. If he cheated on you, or she cheated on you, or they broke the trust that you have in your relationship, the hell with them. Forget that. I don't need to tell you anything. I'm like, peace, deuces. You can come home and see my stuff is just gone. Depends on what the person did to make you not want to be in that relationship again. If it's just like, okay, you were together and then it's just like you're just not on the same page, you don't want the same things, you realize, I don't want to be with this person for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? You kind of just sat and thought about it and reflected on your relationship. You're like, I don't think this is something I want to be in for the rest of my life. It might not have that they did something, it's just you could have fallen out of love. You realize maybe this is not the person you've been dating for a while, and they talk about marriage, and you sit and think like, I don't know if I want to marry this person. If you've been dating somebody, you don't want to marry them, or don't want to, say move to a next step, you got to really reflect and say, is this the person I really want to be with? And if in that case, that's a different type of breakup versus the person that cheated, they did you wrong, they treated you horribly. You don't owe them nothing. All you owe is yourself to get out and be happy.
Yow.
Exactly.
All right, so for a person that has a home and fully invested in this relationship, and deep down, and they have children, what do you tell them to do if they know in the long run it's not working out? What do you tell them to do?
If you know that this relationship, you're not happy, I don't care if you have kids, don't use kids as the reason to stay in a relationship. Okay? Because the kids know when things are not right. They know when their parents are angry, and you're going to be showing behaviors to them that they're going to take on as adults. So if you're not happy, if you're not truly happy, don't stay in the relationship. I don't care if it's a marriage. I know we always say we don't believe in divorce, and we stuck together, but listen, if I'm not happy, I'm not going to stay in this relationship. So if you're truly not happy, you have to truly reflect and say, am I willing to stay here and take whatever issues that you don't like or things that you don't like? Are you willing to overlook those things? And if you're not, if you're just going to continue to be miserable, kids or no kids, I wouldn't suggest anyone stay in a relationship. I'm going to tell you to try to work it out. You're not going to just on the first incident or the first try say, okay, it's over. Go through some steps. Go to counseling. See if that works. Try to change things up and try a little bit before you just automatically say, I'm done. But if you've done all those things and they still haven't worked and you're still not happy, then by all means, break apart. And you can still have an amicable breakup and be co-parents. People do it all the time.
Well, one thing I want to say is when you being co-parents and this and that, and you want the perfect breakup, you have to methodically, plan something out.
Yeah.
Talk to the person that you're with, if you can, and see if it can be a depart, safely.
But people change, but especially if you're in a marriage and you have assets together, things become messy. Because this person wants this thing, the other person wants that thing.
Well, that's when you have to know the person that you're marrying.
But people change. People change
Yes,
when it become divorce. They change to different people. They become monsters, and you would think that you can't believe this is the person I actually loved, they become your enemy.
So are you talking about a sharp say, hey, let's break up? Or are you talking about not knowing the person that you are truly with? Because
I'm talking about somebody that you was all in love.
I think they would show, themselves somewhat if they love the money, if they love possessions, materials, something of that nature. In the divorce, I think that you will be seeing that, okay, this person is going to want this car or these, or this, because they are tied to it. So we can't play the part of saying, hey, they just turned into the devil and they just want everything that
some
you
people are spiteful. If you in a relationship, right, and let's say you cheated on me and I'm mad you cheated on me and we going through a divorce now I could be spiteful. What, you cheated on me? I'm taking everything. I don't care that this was the car that your father gave you and that was his will, he willed it to you and whatnot. I don't care. I'm gonna take it because what? I'm upset, I'm angry, and I'm gonna take it out however I can. So that's what I was saying. People are in their feelings when it comes to breaking up, and they become different people.
Okay, so that's why I will sit you down and have you write out something that you don't want this thing.
That would have to be like a prenup before you get married. That's a whole different thing.
You don't want this thing. No. I'm planning on breaking up with you in a year, and you don't know it. I'm methodically planning this thing because I know I can't be
I'm gonna have to
with
remember
this
this.
person.
I'm gonna have to put this in my mind, in my memory. It's right there. And he come asking me to sign on it. I ain't signing that daggone thing.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, you want to have the safest breakup.
I can't with you telling people to plan breakups a year in advance.
I'm not saying it had to be in a year in advance. What I'm saying is when you done played your cards out and you exhausted everything that you can do. This person is not for you. You thought they was, and this thing is just after what they call it, counseling. After all of these things, they don't listen. Y'all not on the same page. They can't get on the same page. You gotta do something.
I guess.
Have to do something. I'm just telling you, don't be a dummy in the breakup. Try to be, smart about what you're doing and what you're saying. And you're not trying to, harm the person, diminish them. And if you know they got a mental thing to them, you want to handle them delicately.
That's true.
So that's what it goes back. I'm just saying, hey, think about things that you're doing. Think about your future. You plan it out. If it has to be a day or 2 or 3 or 4 in the week. But I'm just saying, just don't be dumb about what you're doing. And then now all of a sudden y'all just having, harsher arguments because you done mentioned, I think I want to break up with you.
I think. Ain't no I think. It's either you want to or you don't.
Exactly. Give me all the reasons why we should be breaking up and this and that. Like, you have to be in the mind frame. Just like I started off this video, that just like you was loving on the person and you were so conscious, you have to be conscious on the breakup also. So that's all that we have. And you made it this far. Hit subscribe, share. And once you subscribe, you are in the Lloyd Love movement. You are in this family. Hey, like we've been saying, we in this forever and ever and ever.
We're not promoting breakouts, but those things happen. So
Yep.
Just in case you're thinking about it, we just want to give y'all some tips how to do it safely and amicably. Hopefully. If not, make your plan like Courtney said, plan a year in advance.
Don't have to be in a year.
To
I'm just
protect
saying.
your assets.
Hey, just think about what you're doing. That's all. That is all.
Ooh, the sun. All right, y'all. That's all for us. Relationship Talk with Lloyds. Peace. See y'all next time. We out.
No, we ain't. We still here. Peace.
Bye, y'all.